All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Okay, Balls, what's on your mind?
Hey, cats, we're back. And as always, we always got some great, interesting, and majorly fucked up things to talk about. So, welcome to the Balls and Ellwood Show. For those of you that don't know, I'm Balls from Ellwood, regular caller to the Howard Stern Show. But, I got a lot of different topics to dip into today. Some other stuff I'd like to play for you guys. And so let's just get right into it. The first thing I would like to bring up is something I come across in a news story, which I find, incredibly interesting. I don't know if you guys are a child of the 80s or 90s or whatnot, but I mean, I was a child of the 80s. But I still remember Barney the Purple Dinosaur. I always thought he was a big dopey asshole in a suit, and frankly, I thought it was fucking annoying as shit. I thought, like, when I was a kid, we had kind of cooler stuff, but I always thought he was kind of like the most non-threatening thing in the world. So it's funny. I now read the story. I don't know if, times have become hard for this dude, or, I guess it depends on the way you look at it. Maybe times are way better than Barney days, because now this dude that plays Barney is actually a tantric sex teacher. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but let me explain. For just the cheap price of only $350, you as a client, or as Mr. Joyner calls him, that's Barney's real name, you could be a goddess and get a full session, including a ritual bath. Ooh, that sounds nice. Wouldn't you like to take a bath with the guy that played Barney? Chakra balancing, whatever the fuck that is, a massage, and get this, drumroll please, possibly an orgasm to help you release all of your blocked energy. Well, I don't know about you cats, but that sounds like a fucking bargain to me. $350 for the dude that was in the Barney outfit to molest you. I don't know. That sounds pretty cheap. If I was looking for one former TV host to, fuck me, I mean, that's a pretty good deal, I think. What do you guys think? But the funniest part about it is like, I'm reading some of this stuff here, and he makes it out like he's some, like, some messiah, like some sex messiah, and he's like, the true spirit of a woman lies within. Now it's time to take its true and rightful place and shine its light for all to see. That's my goal. This is my calling and my mission. But then it goes on to say the funniest part about it is this dude likes to go down on chicks and taste their quote-unquote nectar. And not only that, it's he won't, in this $350 session that you're paying for, he refuses to use a condom because it quote-unquote blocks the energy of your chi and will prevent you from getting to that state of awareness. So, but I don't know. I just thought that was a very peculiar and strange story to come across. I mean, it's funny because, like, now in my mind, like, I'll be flipping through channels and I'll see, like, kid stars now and different things, and I'll be like, yeah, just wait, in another fucking 10, 15 years, they're going to be, charging people to fuck them. So, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was very weird. I think the I Love You, You Love Me song will never quite be the same, but, I don't know. What do you cats think? What do you ladies think? I mean, this is primarily for ladies. I mean, I don't know if there's any ladies listening to my show, but if there is, I mean, would you, pay $350 to, have Barney give you a spiritual and mind-bending orgasm? Let me know. Right into WendyChops1976 at gmail.com. Peace and love. Let me know what you think, ladies. I mean, that sounds like a bargain to me. What a story that was, cats. I mean, could you imagine? I love you. You love me. Oh, they'll suck it, bitch. Oh, that's right. You've been a bad little fucking dinosaur. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get it right in your fucking dirty dinosaur hole. Yeah. Can I have $350? No. But anyway, I mean, that's a fucked up story, I think. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, I'll tell you what else has been driving me nuts lately. This is probably not a humongous secret to anybody listening to this, because I would think you know a little bit about me by this point. I'm actually a big fucking fat dude, and I have been a fat dude the majority of my life. But as of late, I've had some medical issues. I'm trying to fucking, God damn it, man, I'm trying to fucking, try to go the other direction and maybe not be a fat dude much longer. I mean, I'm always going to be a big fucking fat fuck, but, like, I'd like to at least, be somewhat normal looking. So, like, I'm giving it the old college try. But I'll tell you one thing that's been pissing me off, man, is, like, everything you fucking eat and everything you go to look at, it's like there's this big fucking thing with gluten. And I've did research. I've had people try to fucking explain it to me. Like, what the fuck is the deal with gluten? Like, why is it bad for some people? Like, what the fuck is it? I still don't fully understand, and I've read plenty of things about it. So, I don't know. Everything's either is it gluten-free. I mean, I don't remember there being a big gluten problem when I was a kid. There wasn't people running around going, I can't fucking eat that, man. There's gluten in it. Like, it just must be like a newer fucking thing. I mean, we ate a bunch of bullshit when I was growing up, and, I'm fine now. But, I mean, I guess I'm not, because I'm falling apart at the seams. I quit smoking, and, like, now everything's fucked up, man. The bottom's falling out. I gained fucking weight from quitting smoking, because it usually keeps your metabolism fast, and, I gained fucking weight that way, and then I got fucking, I got fucking breathing problems now. I gotta go get a fucking chest X-ray and fucking blood work and shit, and, I don't want the moral of this story to be, don't quit smoking, because, I mean, it's funny, a lot of people tell you, oh, man, it's the best decision I ever fucking made in my life, and I feel so much better for it. I gotta say, man, it's been a year and 4 months, and I don't feel fucking shit. I feel terrible. So I don't know if it's like something that just hasn't come around yet, or it takes that long, but hopefully I'm fucking, reaching the corner here, and there's gonna be some fucking good times coming down the road, because I don't know, I'm starting to seriously question my fucking decision. I mean, I seemed like I was in way better health when I smoked, as fucked up as that sounds, so. But that's what's funny, other than that, I'm on a diet. I guess I'm fucking, fat guy, angry, and fucking just, I'm trying to retrain the way I fucking eat and look at things and, count calories. I didn't realize, like, all this fucking shit you skinny motherfuckers put into just to be normal looking. I mean, I got a new appreciation for it, so I got to give all you motherfuckers kudos now, so. I just want to say I'm going through that. I'm trying to fucking, I think the thing I miss the most is, I think I called into Howard with this before, and, like, it's totally true. Like, I find this to be true. Every 30 pounds that you fucking gain, I think, honestly, fucking it gets rid of an inch of dick. So, like, I was fucking joking around with my fiance. I'm like, man, my main incentive of this is to lose weight is, like, I want my dick back. So, I mean, I'm sure she does too, So rather than her getting to 4 inches behind the barn, I'm really looking forward to giving her a 5 here pretty soon. So, I mean, I'm trying my best, and, I'm always going to be a big bone, gorky looking fat fuck. So, I mean, but yeah, I'm just trying to be less of one now. So, if any of you guys have, some easy ways for a fat dude to get adjusted to, new living, send them in. I'd like to hear them. Other than that, wish me luck, cats. It's been a real motherfucker. Speaking of motherfuckers, I'll tell you another thing that's unbeknownst to me. Never even heard of this shit up until now. I'm like, my fiance started using it, and I wasn't sure what I thought about it until I gave it a test run here, and it's just a horrible thing altogether. Have you ever used perfumed scented toilet paper? I mean, back in my day when I was a kid, I'm used to the fucking white 2-ply, and the closest I ever got to, like, Cadillacs of toilet paper, fancy toilet papers, my mom would get coupons for this fucking shit with aloe in it. And, like, you'd wipe your ass and it would slick your fucking crack up like a fucking greased go-kart track. And then you'd walk around all day and, like, you just don't seem right. You seem like you fucking got raped in federal prison, and it would fucking drive you nuts all day. That I don't like at all, like, for obvious reasons. But then, I'm at work the other day, and I'm fucking sniffing, and I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? I can't figure out what the fuck his smell is. So then I happened to notice, figured it out. Angela Lansbury, the whole fucking thing, man. Murder, She Wrote. I figured the fucking mystery out. I go up in the bathroom to take a piss. I fucking pull my drawers down, and the waft comes up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Then I figured it out. It's this goddamn perfume, toilet paper, and after you're fucking working and sweating all day, man, it makes you feel like you wiped your asshole with a dead hooker, like it's like dead hooker perfume smell after you're working and fucking busy all day, at work, and you got this fucking perfume toilet paper up your ass. So it's like, you wipe your ass. Well, even if you use a little bit, it gets in there and it fucking just kind of like clutches and sticks in, and like you can't. Unless you take a shower, man, this fucking funk ain't coming out of your asshole. And from the package, it's like, oh, fresh daisies and shit. And I gotta tell you, it's not the case. After working all day, like I said, dead hooker on dead hooker smell. So it's like, I don't know, or it smells like the fucking, I would liken it to like if you planted a fucking daisy fucking farm in Holocaust. But what I'm trying to say is it's pretty disgusting. But I just don't understand like why, why would I want this? But I don't know. Everybody else in my household seems to love it, so I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, lately it's been kind of making me nauseous. So, I mean, and even with this, like every time, like it kind of grinds, like when you're walking, and then you almost feel like I need to get like a fucking wire brush and like clean myself and curl up like soak wood, like at the end of the day. So I think all I'm trying to say is that time. Unless A, you like a greasy asshole feeling all day, and B, you like your farts to later smell like a musty basement, might want to avoid that stuff. All I'm trying to say, cats, that's my review.
Small hiatus here. So today I've seen a few things on the fabulous internet there that are firing me up. So I'm ready to rock and roll and discuss them at great lengths. So let's start with this. Scrolling through Facebook on lunch, and I come across this picture of this, I don't know, let's say maybe 14, 15-year-old girl. Cute little girl. I mean, you could tell she was young. She had beautiful hair. And in these pictures, though, there's a picture of her hair, and then the next two pictures, her head's like not quite shaved, but very, very like short. And in the short-haired picture, used to be bawling her eyes out. So I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. So yeah, and it's a mother who posted it, saying, "This is my beautiful daughter. The day that I dropped her off to spend the weekend with her father. I had gotten her hair done for her birthday. She bought highlights for her. Now, if you have a daughter or if you know how girls are, one of the greatest things you can do for them, especially a 14, 15-year-old girl, is get them highlights in their hair. It's like a big deal, and it's like an amazing feeling, and you feel all grown up and all pretty and stuff, and it's just super sweet. So, I mean, I'm sure that was a wonderful mother-daughter moment, and it was great. Well, apparently, dad and mom, who are split, must not have the greatest relationship. So she sends the daughter off to spend the weekend with dad, gets her back, and her hair is an inch long. He had her cut it all off. Why? Despite the mother, would be my guess. I mean, that seemed to be the general consensus and the whole point of the post. So basically what he did to get back, I guess, at his ex-wife was basically destroy his 14-year-old daughter's, who's already insecure, I'm sure. He's destroying her self-worth, destroying her, Vince, probably just made her a complete target for bullies, which is another topic we'll discuss later. Does anybody think, like, yes, okay, you can look at it, oh, it's just hair, whatever, it'll grow back. No. That's not the case here. This was a beautiful young girl. I mean, basically, he should have just cut her arm off. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. And it was a big FU, I guess, to his ex-wife. Something of that is my assumption as to why this happened. I don't know about you ladies out there, but pretty sure I'd have probably stabbed the guy and went to jail for this. I don't know how that woman even dealt with this. And I mean, I would have called the cops. I mean, I don't know, what could they do, again, then they're going to look at it and laugh at you and be like, it's hair, lady. That's so not the point. That is so not the point. The guy clearly has a vendetta against his wife, so he decided to ruin his daughter's life because of it. Real nice. Real freaking nice. What are your thoughts, Balls?
Well, as every week, whenever you do this, I do notice it's almost like the same repetition in certain ways, because like I noticed there's always this underlying redundancy in these stories, and it's always somebody fucking with or messing with kids' fragility. Like they're when you're that age, like things are so fragile and your ego is so glass thin, and you're just learning to be yourself. And it's just such a very delicate thing. And just to know that a father would give very little regard or thought to, maybe possibly years of, psychological damage, or just in fact making somebody feel in the moment that terrible, just as a big fuck you to his wife, is just the ultimate piece of shit in my book. But I mean, that being said also, I mean, it's just it's hard to hear these every week and hear like the same the same element. Like it seems like this is an ongoing thing, and it's something that people tend to turn a blind eye towards nowadays and just kind of sweep it under the rug. I mean, you were saying something about you would call the cops, and the first thing that would go through my head is that's what most people would do. But unfortunately, in this day and age, we're living in a day and age where you could pretty much essentially get away with doing all these horrific things to people with very little regard. I mean, the laws are, in fact, made for the criminals nowadays. I've had my fair share of being, entangled through these things unwillingly, and I have to tell you that our system of law and our system of, our judicial system is almost a fucking joke at this point. That is, in fact, a money-making conglomerate, and it gives very little regard of protecting us or establishing any sort of law in exchange for extorting money from the public. So, I mean, when I hear these things, it's very hard to hear. It really makes my heart sad to hear that this shit goes on, and it's just an ongoing epidemic. I mean, that's my thoughts, what Balls thinks. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the majority, and I've heard this from cops, the majority of their calls are domestic disputes and things of that nature. And, just not even a week ago, there was a big shooting near Pittsburgh, and it was probably, again, one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Somehow these people wound up at a car wash. I think they were being chased by this crazy guy and just happened to pull over there, and that's how it wound up. But he killed 4 people at a car wash in the middle of the night. And why? Oh, let me tell you why. Because he got dumped by some chick, and she was out with some new dude. So he not only killed her, he killed the new dude, he killed her friend, and there was one other, I believe. He took away, the friend had a little boy, 4-year-old boy. I mean, he took away a mother. That little boy will never see his mother again. I mean, do people think about anything but themselves? I don't. It just blows my mind. I mean, I get being angry and wanting to hurt somebody, but like, okay, go after that person then. Even that's not right by any means, but why do we got to include all these people in it? And, the same with the school shootings, and the same with all this, mass shootings. Like, well, that's just a whole other ball game. But I guess my point is, if you're going after the person who jilted you, go after that person. Why are we putting everybody else in harm's way? It's just mind-boggling, and it's sad, and it's scary, because you just never seem to know who you're dealing with anymore. Everybody's got a loose screw, it would seem. So, I mean, my advice, if you're still single out there and you're going to date, do a full background check on people, or at least a remote background check. I mean, you can Google people, and you can find out some things, ask around, see if they have any mutual friends on Facebook. I mean, you just gotta be, you can never be too safe anymore, apparently. It's just a crazy world. And speaking of craziness and I mentioned bullying, and that's something I kind of wanted to get into because, you'd think, here we are, it's 2018, and, all these schools are promoting as anti-bully, we're anti-bully. And we don't do that anymore. And, all the schools are very involved, and we all want to be on board with, nobody's going to bully anybody. And I have to say, it all sounds like a bunch of crap to me, but I found this very enlightening. My daughter, she's only in 3rd grade, so she's still got a while yet, I'm sure, before that really hits hardcore. But, I would say something to her, like, because I want her to brush her hair, and I'm like, kids are going to make fun of you. They're going to make fun of you. No, Mom, they're not allowed. They're not allowed. It's an anti-bullying thing. Oh, okay. So I don't, I think that's great. I mean, she takes it pretty seriously. And it seems to me that the other kids must too, because I don't hear of any problems, really. So, I mean, that's a beautiful thing in my mind. But again, like I said, we're only at the 3rd grade level. So I've got a long way to go before that stuff really kicks in. And I have a close friend of mine who has a teenage daughter and is in, I think, 9th grade. And she's got this constant girl and her little posse, like, just constantly harassing her. And it's just, it's stupid, childish, girly stuff. But, and it sounds almost amusing now at my age. But I went through it. I lived that. And I remember being that, young girl and being bullied and being scared of these people and, thinking they're going to kill me and, thinking that they're going to stab me one day and, all this. So, I mean, I get it. But if I had to go back in time and tell, 14, 15-year-old Christina, XTina, folks, XTina. If I had to tell her one thing, that is, keep your head up, shrug it off, and if it gets, to be just too much, you've got to throw a punch. Ideally, wait for them to, touch you or push you or, make the first move, of course, but my goodness, nothing ever seems to get resolved. You call the schools, you try to work with the teachers, you try to work with the guidance counselors, you work with the principals, and they're supposed to all be on board with this anti-bullying. And, when my girlfriend called about her daughter, they were like, well, we have no proof. Were there any witnesses? We need witnesses. Well, we don't know what really happened here. And then, she said, well, okay, let's do another mature thing. Let's call a meeting with the bully girl's parents. Well, we can't do that. Well, okay, why not? Well, they'd have to agree, and we'd have to get permission from this and that, and really? So clearly you're really not on board with this anti-bullying, or you'd be willing to make these arrangements. And they actually had the audacity to ask her if she had their phone number and that she should call them on her own. She's like, I don't even know their names. Like, and why should she have to deal with it? It's, it's ridiculous. It's a girl that's in their school that is threatening her daughter. It's your school's problem, as far as I'm concerned. And if the school doesn't want to do anything about it, she's going to have to take matters into her own hands. And I'm sorry, but, I'm the last person to condone violence and all that sort of thing. But, my God, there gets to be a point where you have to put your foot down and you have to stand up for yourself, or it's just going to continue. And it's never going to end. And, by standing up to that one person and, giving them a nice knockout, hopefully we'll send the message to everybody else that, hey, wait, she's not going to put up with this no more. We better back off. And, hopefully then she can continue on with her high school years and not have to, dread going to school every day. Because it's the worst. It's a horrible feeling. It really is. And, you're supposed to be going to school to learn. How are you supposed to focus and learn? And nowadays everybody puts their kid in, cyber school or does homeschooling. And, I get it. There are reasons why sometimes that is necessary. But for the bullying purposes, I almost feel like that's a cop-out. And it's kind of like letting the bad guy win, and you're letting them say, and, there's the bad guy going, oh, sweet, they went to cyber school now, I don't have to see them anymore, that's good, I got my way. what's that saying? So in a way, it's like you should just stay in school and go and face those jerks and, just, I don't know. It's just so crazy. And I mean, that's just the beginning. And that's just like, 15-year-old stress. It's so crazy to think about. And it sounds so ridiculous when you're in your 40s, but that's their reality. And one day I'm going to have to hopefully not deal with that. But, it's something that I always have to consider in the back of my mind that could be something. And I'm just not really looking forward to that at all. What are your thoughts on that situation, Balls? I think you might have a few thoughts.
Oh, I have a lot to say about this particular topic, only because it's very near and dear to my heart. A lot of people listening probably don't know a lot about me and my backstory, and this is kind of like my origin story. This is a very special topic to me because when I had first moved to Ellwood and became Balls from Ellwood, I came from a very predominantly, cultured and laid-back school, and I got dropped pretty much in the middle of my worst nightmare. I was into, at the time, it's kind of funny and embarrassing to me now, but I was into, in fact, a lot of like rap music and African American culture, and I was into a lot of things. I was into the blues, I was into jazz, I was into like a lot of different things that wasn't kind of normal. I've never been a normal dude. I've always kind of been marching to the beat of my own drum ever since I was a kid. And I have to tell you, when you're in the public school system, that's probably the worst thing you could possibly ever do, is any sort of individuality, because that will, in fact, draw attention to you. And attention in any sort of public school system is probably the worst possible thing you can have on you. And I'll tell you why. I mean, I don't want to get into grim details, but I do have to say, I mean, in all honesty, I am a 41-year-old man, and I still have very devastating psychological effects from all the things that has, in fact, been done to me from those, crucial period of my life. I mean, I went to a predominantly redneck school, and everybody was, pretty much a hillbilly, and there was really no rational thought or thinking or any wanting to get along. I mean, they seen somebody different like me, everybody there is listening to fucking Hank and William Jennings, and there's this motherfucker showing up in a Public Enemy shirt, thinking he's goddamn Chuck D or Flavor Flav, and I get it. I mean, I get why, I used to have to fight every day and get the living shit kicked out of me every day. I get it. Like, now that I'm older, I understand, but at the time, I mean, it was a very harrowing nightmare that I couldn't end. And I mean, just to give you a few examples there, and it wasn't one of those things where, like, I was just one of many kids that got picked on. Like, I was the kid that you picked on. Like, I mean, there was only maybe one person that was less popular than me growing up in school, and they drove that motherfucker insane. In fact, I think he's in jail now and became a pedophile. And that's how psychologically, not that excuses the fact, but I definitely think all the fucking torture they put this kid through definitely led to it. I mean, but that's a whole nother fucking show to begin with. My opinion's that. I mean, my average day at school would be get up, get on the bus, get the shit kicked out of me, or try to fight like 5-6 other people back from kicking the shit out of me just to get to school. Once I got to school, get made fun of, get called nigger about 20 times a day from pretty much every person that I'd walk up and down the halls to, because I, in fact, liked something different. I'd get random people kicking me and punching me and cutting me almost every day. I'd have people, and I'd be sitting there trying to concentrate in school, biting pieces of their skin off and spitting on me in the middle of class as teachers walked by and knew exactly what was going on. And, they were the big jocks that were going to win the fucking football game, man, so we can't do shit to them. They just turned a blind eye to everything that was going on. And then, I'd be going to gym class, and people would piss on my gym clothes. And even the teachers fucking hated me, so they would threaten me, if I don't fucking put on my gym clothes, I'm going to fail. So, and then if I failed, my parents were strict. I'd get the shit beat out of me for that. So it was like a very fucking horrible time. I mean, there was really it's a lose-lose situation for me. And, I'd have, I would, if I didn't, comply, they'd be waiting for me after school to kick the shit out of me with 5, 6, 7 of them. So it's like, there was no reprieve. There was no, just like she said. I mean, and that was the thing. After a time, my parents would get involved, but it's such a fucking joke because I'm glad to see nothing's changed from, then to now, because the teachers could give less than a fuck and be bothered back then, as long as they could put in their minimal effort to do what they had to do just to get their paycheck. My parents went round and round and round with those fuckers, and they did nothing. In fact, I'll tell you a story, it got so bad to the point where they actually burned a cross in my yard when I was in high school, because I was, in fact, the N-word, because I liked rap music, and I was into black culture, and I wasn't a fucking mindless toad like everybody else there, and, they called the school, they did nothing. Everybody in the school knew who did it, I knew who did it. They got away with it. Nothing happened. Called the police. The police came out. They did nothing. Because they were jocks, like they're going to win that fucking big game, man. So I almost think that might be why I have a bit of animosity to this day with people of that caliber. But I mean, I will say it goes both ways. I've met people now, in my life that are that way, and, they are nice people. So, I mean, I can let a lot of that shit go. But, I mean, it just went on and on and on. I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, I had groups of people orchestrate things together. In the middle of an assembly, there was groups of people that would just get the whole school to fuck with me at one time. It was so bad to, I finally get to graduate. I finally get to get away from this living, breathing fucking hell every single fucking day of my life. And the one day where I actually can, in fact, be happy because I'm leaving and I'm getting the fuck out of there, and I'm there with the people that I most love and I care about and adore, my family, my grandparents. I couldn't even enjoy that day because everybody booed me when I went to get my diploma and made me feel like a piece of shit, so I didn't even have that. So, but I want to tell you, I don't want you to for one second think excuse me, that this is a bad story, because it is so not. And if I had to go through all that shit again, I would gladly. And here is why. I don't believe in cyber school. I think it's a bullshit thing. And, it sounds harsh, but I'm sorry. And here's why. Did I get fucked up from all this situation? Yes, but I will tell you, one of the best things and one of the greatest tools I got from this horrible experience is the ability to learn how to reason with and deal with and interact with assholes and people, and you need that, and that's a very, very important tool in life that you can't fucking learn sitting behind a goddamn computer screen. So you're going to get thrown to the fucking wolves if you don't know how to do that shit when you get older and you have to have the semblance of a real life. You're in fucking trouble. So I have to say, I would not regret what I've went through one bit, because it has in fact given me the character that I am today, and it's made me the person I am today, and I don't know what I would be without the shaping of such fucking fools and bastards. So I wouldn't be the miserable fucking dick that you like tuning into every Sunday night, baby. So I wouldn't regret it one bit. But I mean, it is true though. Cyberbullying is bullshit. I mean, turn the fucking computer off, dummy. Back in my day, cyberbullying, I would laugh at you. I would welcome cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a joke to me. I got really bullied. Cyberbullying is a fucking joke. If you're that much of a fucking idiot, turn it off. Turn your phone off. But I do agree with XTina. One of the biggest things that she said, and I could vouch for this. This is a very important point. Whether you believe in violence or whether you don't believe in violence, this is a situation where there's just no other way around it. I tried to be very peaceful, and I tried to talk and reason with all these fucking hillbilly dick lickers. And let me tell you something. It goes for any kind of group that's picking on you. Nobody listens to reason. The only thing that's going to show these fucking fuckheads not to fuck with you and to back the fuck off is the day that you do get them balls to fucking stand up for yourself, and you knock your fucking fist as hard as you can into their fucking jaw and make them wake up and think about it the next time. Because I did that. I did the pussy thing for the longest time and tried to reason and talk, because I didn't want to fight, because I'm not a dude that, I'm a thinker. I don't want to fucking have to really fight unless I really have to. And I was always thrown in that situation from where I had no other choice. And growing up, like I come from an abusive fucking household, and I fought my whole life with my father. Like I didn't want to fight no more, but I never had a fucking choice. But I have to tell you, I started fighting back. I finally, there's the time where push comes to shove, and you're not going to take no more, and you're gonna get that courage and inner strength, and you're gonna punch one of these motherfuckers. And in my case, I broke this motherfucker's finger, and I have to say, never picked on me again. So, whether you're one of those people that believe in it or not, I can assure you, violence is in fact necessary. So, that's really all I have to say about the topic. But thanks again. Thanks for another week of Depravity Corner, and it may have went on a little long, but I mean, folks, this is actually a very important topic to both of us. So you just have to understand, and hopefully you enjoyed and took something away from the ramblings of two lunatics. So things did in fact get so very heavy. Hey cats, let's try to lighten things up here. I actually have something I want to play for you. It's a new bit I'd like to run by you guys. I always got the idea for this because, I'm where I work at. Everything's, I work with a bunch of great people, and we're all sort of a bit crazy. And every day we kind of talk about some crazy shit. And I've always had people say, "Wow, I can't believe, you guys are always talking about crazy shit like this at work." And we just have that rapport. And people are like, "Wow, that'd be a great show." So it gave me the idea for this sketch. Let me know if you like it, because if you do, I'll keep bringing it back. I'd like to, but it's give it up for Shop Talk. Hey now, cats, lurking over Western Pennsylvania, murky Western Pennsylvania, there is a little place. There's a unknown furniture store where a bunch of degenerates work, and they talk about degenerate kind of stuff. That's the place where I'm at right now, where we have topics that most people would frown upon, but I like to call it Shop Corner, where we like to talk shop. Today's topic is, I found out about a little news article from a good friend of mine. There's a black man, if you will, who hasn't had a penis in 17 years. He was fortunate enough to actually get a white man's penis grafted to him, and it proposes a bunch of questions, and I had to put everybody together here to get their opinion. The questions in general is, what is gayer? If you don't have a penis, and then you're jerking off a penis that's not yours, or say you got in a car accident, you lose your hand, you get a hand attached to you, you have somebody else's hand, and you're jerking off your own penis. That's where I'm going to open up the floor. I'm going to start with my buddy Jimmy. What do you think here?
Well, first of all, it's like, how did the guy lose his penis?
How did he lose it? Oh, the guy actually lost his penis in a botched circumcision. So, I mean, that's
So is that like the bargain one where you get it done in a donkey cart? It's like it's like, okay, so he lost it in a botched circumcision, and he's got somebody else's penis grafted to him. So, which is gayer? I think it'd be gayer if you had somebody else's hand jerking off your own.
That's a very interesting opinion there, Jimmy. Let's go to my buddy Greg here, and we'll see what he has to say.
I think this is a very easy question to a very easy answer to an odd question. Hands down.
No pun intended.
Yeah, jerking off somebody else's dick with your own hand.
What makes you say that, Greg?
It's just my gut feeling. I go with my gut. My gut tells me that's gayer.
Well, you both have very good arguments, and I have to seriously sit down and think about this. But I don't know. Off the top of my head, no pun intended also, I have to think perhaps if you didn't have a dick, you don't know what you're missing, Well, and then you finally have a dick and you're jerking it off. That's one thing. But I don't know. But then if you don't have a hand...
Yeah, but it's someone else's dick. You're jerking off somebody else's dick. That's gay.
Yeah, but
okay with that. Nothing wrong with that. Good for you guys.
I'm still thinking this guy's probably wishing he left his schlong looking like the business end of an anteater.
Yeah.
Not only that, like you said, where the fuck do you get this surgery at? In the back of a dune buggy going across the desert with a fucking rusty coat hanger. Like, how does this even happen? But I don't know. I'm actually undecided. I'm sort of thinking maybe going along with what you said.
And plus, you said too that it's not even a black penis; it's a white penis.
Well, yeah, that goes into consideration too. It's not even a black dick. You're having a white dick, and he has to have some sort of color correction surgery. I mean,
I'm not going to change my answer.
I don't know that. I think the winner for me.
This seems pretty cut and dry to me. This seems real cut and dry. You're joking on somebody else's.
I mean, imagine having like a good, healthy fucking 12-inch hog, and then out of life's little circumstances, you wake up and you're like, "Well, I don't have a dick, but I have a dick now," and now it's like 7 inches. I mean, I'm a dude that's used to having a small penis. I'd like me waking up tomorrow and having a fucking can of corn and having to try to figure out how to work that. What do you think?
I'm not sure what else I can add to this. I think you guys know my position. I the gay, it's the penis.
All right, well, I guess my final answer is in. I'm going to have to say jerking off another dude's dick's probably the gayest. So I don't know. Jimmy, you want to change your answer?
Yeah, I'll change it. We'll go consensus.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That's Shop Talk for today. I'll be bringing these guys back the next time we have something fucked up to talk about. Hey, thanks for your participation, gentlemen.
Thank you, Internet.
Thank you.
Peace and love. But the debate didn't stop there, cats. I had to give my buddy Ass Napkin Ed a call and see what his thoughts were on this matter. I found out some very important information. I found out his opinion. Plus, I found out he's an ordained minister. What do you think about that? Father Napkin. So here's the situation.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I bought a new vehicle.
You got a new vehicle?
Well, I have two now.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a Ford and I got my Tata.
That's fucking awesome, dude. You're gonna have to fuck. We're gonna hook up one of these days.
Oh hell yeah! What do you got?
Well, I have a Murano now, a Nissan Murano. Well, it's my girlfriend or my fiance's, and then we have what do you call it? What the fuck is it?
You didn't tie the knot?
Yeah, I got engaged. I went to L.A. for a little bit, and then I got engaged. Probably next year sometime.
Yeah, but that's not tying the knot.
No, we're going.
Do you realize I can marry you?
Oh my God, are you serious? Are you an ordained minister?
Yep.
I never knew that. When the hell did you do that?
1996.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. That's fucking awesome. Oh my God.
Anyone can do it. All you do is go to Universal Life Church on the computer.
Yeah.
And they send you a card in the mail, and you're an ordained minister.
Holy shit, it's that easy.
It's very easy.
Maybe I should become Father Balls. What do you think?
You could do that.
So let me ask you these questions here, dude, because I know I'm gonna totally forget here. I have a situation going. I've asked many people these same questions. I read this article, okay, and there was a guy. He didn't have a dick. He was a black guy. He didn't have a penis. And then
wait. How? He was a guy. Where was his dick?
He got in a car accident. He didn't have a dick for like 17 years, okay? So then through the breakthroughs of medical science, they were able to graft a white guy's cock onto him. I mean, it was like 7 inches, but I mean, he still got his cock back. So here, in fact, is the question. What is gayer? Is it gayer to have like somebody else's dick grafted onto you, and then you're jerking off somebody else's dick that's not yours that you had put on you? Or say you got into a car accident and your hand got missing and you had to have somebody else's hand, and then you're using somebody else's hand to jerk your own dick off. What in fact is gayer?
I'd rather have a dick. Now the second part of the question was what?
Say you had a car accident, you had to have your hands replaced, But you're jerking your own dick off with somebody else's hands. Like, what's gayer? You jerking off a dick that wasn't yours to begin with, or you jerking off your own dick with hands that wasn't yours?
Gayer is the second one.
So gayer is jerking off your own dick with hands that wasn't yours?
Right.
Why do you think that?
Because it's a guy jerking you off. The first one is you jerking your own dick off.
Yeah, but it wasn't your dick before. That was another person's dick.
I know, but it's kind of yours now.
Oh, that's true. I never thought of that. So I guess you go through all that trouble to have a stitch of dick to me, and then, I guess it's yours. So, okay, that makes sense. I might want to change my answer then, man, because I was kind of in the first dick territory, and then now hearing your viewpoint, I don't know. See, this is what's so fucking good about it. I can't make a decision. Everybody I talk to keeps flip-flopping me back and forth, and this thing is like dragging out. It's turned into like the monster of all bits.
Yeah, but you said I was the first one you called.
No, it all started. Here, I'll give you the history. It all started because we were rapping about it at work. And then I'm like, oh, I got an idea. I can make a fucking bit about this. And then now it's like, I talked to my fiance and she told me a certain thing. And I'm like, fuck, I got to start calling people. So then I picked up the phone and I'm going to call you and I'm going to call a couple other people I know. And then
but here's a third scenario.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The third scenario is leave with no dick, and then you're a woman.
Well, they'd still have to, like, put a coochie hole in you, I would imagine, right?
They have to put a what?
They'd have to put a coochie hole in you, I would imagine.
I'd rather have a cock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, man. Like, I'm a dude, you're a dude. We thrive on fucking. So, like, I couldn't even imagine getting in a car wreck, having my dick ripped off, like, and not being able to, like, fuck again. That's like my worst nightmare.
Wait, did this actually happen? Or
yeah, dude, this is I'm not even fucking around. This is a real story. Like, I'll get my buddy to send the article to me. I'll send you the link when I get it. We were talking about it. That's what got this all started, is my buddy at work told me. I'm like, you're full of shit. And then he showed me the article, and I was like, oh, my God, this is like the worst fucking news story I ever heard.
How do you lose a dick?
In a car accident.
I know, but what, does it go through the windshield or something? I
don't know if, like, it got crushed to the point where it got ripped off, or I'd like to do some more research into this. I find it fascinating. That's why I was like, fuck, I got to turn this, this has got to turn into something here.
You know that's a Howard call.
You think so?
I know so.
And, well, cats, after I talked to Ed, just when I thought I could make my final decision, I got a phone call from my other buddy, Speech Impediment Man, and he weighed in, so now I'm equally as confused. Hey, Speech, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, boss? What's going on, my favorite podcast host?
Well, buddy, I got a predicament, and I've been asking everybody I know today, and I think you're going to be the deal breaker here. Let me explain.
Well, you've come to the right place. Speech knows all.
Let me ask you here, Speech. I'll give you the story here. Earlier today, a buddy of mine told me about an article about a black guy. He didn't have a penis for 17 years. So in the events that led to this, he ended up procuring a white guy's dick, and they did surgery and attached successfully a white guy's penis to him. So my question to you is, what's gayer? If he was to jerk his own nude black dick off, is that gayer? Or say you got in a car accident and you got your hands ripped off and you got your hands replaced by some other guy. Jerking your dick off with some other dude's hands, is that gayer? Or jerking your dick off with your new dick that's not yours off with your own hands? What do you think's gayer? Tell me.
Well, that is quite a predicament. If you touch another guy's dick, even if it's attached to your body, it's gay.
I see what you're saying.
There's no getting around it. If my hand is on just want to say this guy's going to have a bigger problem because he was a black guy and he probably had a big dick and he's going to be with black women and they're going to be expecting a big dick. But he's got this white guy's dick, which is not as big, so he may have two dilemmas. He may be gay, and he may get no chick. So it's definitely fucked here.
So you're like caught between a dick and a hard place.
Yeah. You hit it on the head. The head of the penis.
We can do this all night, Speech. Well, no, seriously though. I mean, here's the thing though. I was thinking about that too, but every time I get a definitive answer, somebody comes up with something like, "I just talked to Ed, my buddy Ed, and he had said, well, it's going to be your dick though. So like, if you're jerking your own dick off, that's going to be your dick. It's not gay anymore. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm confused.
Well, okay. Medically, it is your dick, but really, you're touching another man's penis. So, I mean, if you could get that through your mind, then it would be okay. But, I mean, I would have a problem in my mind. I'd say, this is gay. So, you would have to get a girl or a girl to jerk you off. Or when you jerk off, at least put a towel around it so your hand doesn't come in contact with the other dick.
Or maybe wear a glove or something.
Yes, or a glove. That would work.
So your choice is you're still sticking with the your original thought then, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I think I'm back in your camp now, man. Everybody's got me all over the table today. I think I'm going to make my final decision, and I think I'm going to go with you. I definitely think that maybe, maybe that is the gayest thing. So thanks for clearing it up for me, buddy. That's
no problem. Call me anytime if you have these questions.
I will certainly, and I will be sure to call you back with something even more fucked up in the future.
I'm sure you will.
Well, thanks for the participation, buddy. I love you. Peace and love, and I will be talking to you.
Okay, bye.
Later, buddy. And cats, when I thought I had a final decision, I just had to call and give my buddy Anniel Hernandez, Impressionist Extraordinaire, a call and see what his opinion was. And God damn it, now I'm even more confused. So let's see what he has to say. All right, Anniel, I actually have been back and forth with this all single day today. Actually, the scenario is, all I need you to tell me is, what is gayer? I read this article where actually somebody told me about it earlier today about this. He was a black man, and he had actually, I think it was like a car accident or something, and he lost his penis. So, long story short, he had the penis of a white male grafted to him. And that was making me and my buddies think, what is gayer? Jerking off a dick that is actually wasn't your own to begin with? Or say you got in a car accident and you had to have your hands replaced by somebody else's, would it be gayer to jerk off your dick with hands that was not yours, or jerk off a dick that was not yours to begin with your own hands? What do you say? I need to know your opinion.
It's gayer to jerk off a dick that's not yours because it's not your dick.
But essentially, if they're attaching it to you, like it would, you'd have to adopt it as your dick. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think I'll tell you, dude. I think either way is gay. I mean, if you're jerking off a dick or you're jerking off with someone else's hands, both of them are gay.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, it's actually a lesser of two quevils here. I don't know. I mean, they're both clearly gay as an Easter parade, but I mean, I'm trying to find the definitive answer, man, because everybody I keep telling keeps fucking talking me in another direction, and I keep ping-ponging back and forth as to which is the gayer situation, so...
Well, I think it's gay it's gay to jerk off a dick, period. I mean, but if it's not your dick, then I think it's gay.
But I don't know if, like, through medical science, it's going to be my dick. I mean, you got to have that. I mean, I'm thinking that way. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be. No, I mean, by that rationale, would they be my hands?
You got to have Howard, so he'll hang up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. I should call and piss them off with that. But like, let's say they attach different hands to me. Like, they would not be my hands because they're somebody else's hands. So that's somebody else jerking me off too.
Is this guy Frankenstein? Like,
dude, believe it or not, this is a true fucking story. This really happened.
That's insane. That's
I feel bad for this dude. I feel like sending him a fucking American greeting card or something.
Send him a hooker, man. That's it. And then there won't be any gay.
Maybe I'll send him a fucking post-op tranny or something. Then he can just kind of pick and choose.
Like KC had that tranny, remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Holy shit, that was the best.
Tranny that blew him and then fucking kicked his ass, which that was him, yeah.
I don't know if, like, yeah, but I mean, I got to come up with an answer tonight, dude. I've been doing this all day. I need your help. What do you think? What do you think Gary the retard would think?
I mean, I don't want to fucking jerk off no dick, you motherfucker. I'm not fucking gay. You son of a bitch. Go fuck yourself. There you go. You know, that's what he would say. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it's weird. It's like, I wouldn't jerk off. I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess.
If you had a Sophie's choice, man, gun to your head, you have to pick one. Like, what would you pick?
I would just, dude. I'll have to. You know, I have ADD, man. So you got to go back. So those aren't my hands. Okay, those aren't my hands, or they are my hands.
They're not your hands, but it's clearly your dick. But like in the other situation, it used to be somebody else's dick. It's now your dick, but you're jerking off with your own hands. So I mean,
yeah. See, that's gay. That's the one. It's my hands, and I'm jerking off the other dick. Can you imagine that? A black guy with a white dick.
Well, I was reading the article too, and he had to actually have like a color correction.
The dick's gonna be smaller.
I know, that's probably like a fucking, like, I'd be like, I have a small dick, dude. If I got a car accident, I'd put like a...
guns to my head, thanks, man. I was too much of a pussy to kill myself after they attached this fucking dick to me.
That's what I mean,
know
like,
what I'm saying? Like,
I have a small dick. If I woke up the next day and I had this monster hog, I would be like, I wouldn't even know what to do.
Like, if it was the other way around, like, if I was like a white guy, and all of a sudden, you know, I had the accident, I wake up with this huge black cock, like, that's great. That's like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, but the other way around, though, dude, I don't even know how I'd react. I mean, I'd probably, but I guess if you didn't have this dude didn't have a dick for 17 years. 17 years, so he's probably happy to get a little white guy dick. I don't know.
Yeah, something, you know. But yeah, I'd definitely be. I think it's gay to jerk off my dick, even though it's there. It's white. You look at it. It looks weird. You'll think to yourself, dude, I'm jerking off another dick. It's so obvious. You are. You technically are. It's not really yours. It's attached to you, but it's not really yours.
Well, Speech actually had a good point. He said maybe we should put on a pair of gloves or have like a chick do it for you.
Yeah. Do it like that. That's what you do, Howard.
Well, there you have it, cats. The debate rages on. I'm just as confused as I was when I first started, so... I don't know. What do you guys think? Where do you stand on the dick debate? Let me know. WendyChops1976 at gmail.com. Let me know which side you're on. Other than that, stay tuned next week for the Balls from Ellwood show. We got lots of stuff to talk about. I got lots of things to complain about and rant about, and I'm sure I'll have some clips for you guys to play. So please feel free to stop back, tune in, and maybe we'll have... some email. I could read you some other people's opinions, and maybe we could get a definitive answer and get to the bottom of this here. So, see you next week, folks. Other than that, peace and love. Peace and love.
to the Gonzo Shitcock Podcast Network.
GSPN, the Gonzo Shitcock Podcast Network.